Welcome back to another episode of the Extra Point Podcast.
Episode 10.
Episode 10.
Double digits.
We made it.
We made it.
You know,
not a lot of people make it this far.
What's the average?
I don't have those stats in front of me.
You got to have that ready.
But I've heard majority, I think it's 85% of podcasts don't make it to double digits. So I guess I do have the
That's
stats.
absurd.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's not.
Don't give up, guys. Follow your dreams.
That's our extra point for the day. It's not an easy journey, man.
Nah, man, it's exhausting. Even this, like, I love this. There's a lot of Mondays where I'm like, I don't really feel like doing that today. Come on. You have those moments too.
I've never had that Monday in my life.
Like, you haven't had a moment where, like, you have a lot you have to do and you're like, oh, yeah, it's recording day.
No.
Really?
I look forward to this.
Don't make me feel bad. I'm not saying I don't look forward to it. No. This is one of the highlights of my week.
It is what it is. All right, guys, if you want to go ahead and submit an application to be the next co-host of the Extra Point Podcast, we are looking for a second co-host. Anyways, y'all.
I love my life. I love this show.
No, I love it. This has been such a blast doing this, especially with you, Pastor Charles.
I know, man. You too, bro. It's a ton of fun.
Again, this has been, I feel like, one of the highlights of me even moving to Virginia.
Wow.
But it is, bro. It gives me life. It gives me joy. Obviously, I love what I do. I love my job. Man. I love my ministry.
No, I was just talking with one of my good friends. We were catching up, and he was sharing. He's in a season where he just got into a rec soccer league, and he's loving it. Like, he's just having a blast. He lives in Minnesota. And I was telling him how I was like, yeah, man, me and my friend, because he saw it, and he was asking about the show. And I was saying how, like, this is just something that gives so much life to me right now in this season. Yeah.
And I love it. Those aren't bad things to want. I feel like
dude.
Nowadays people are just so turned off to the idea of starting something new just because of what other people might think, of what like the world might say about it.
Well, not only that, also the feeling of the mountain that you feel when you look at all of the shows that are already successful.
Yeah.
I feel like for me that's more of the, you know, like what people think, yeah, whatever, you're always going to have that.
Yeah.
But when you think of like,
it's a constant uphill climb.
Yeah, man, like it's tough to, hey, but we're doing it. We're 10 steps closer.
We're
Come
freaking
on.
doing it.
In Jesus' name.
Yeah.
And
Episode
with this show,
10, hold on.
Yeah,
this is a special one. I feel like we should do it now than later because I might forget about it. But obviously y'all can see the little sign.
I didn't even know that was there.
Pastor Charles. It is Charles's birthday tomorrow as of recording.
July
We're recording
1st.
this Monday. Pastor Charles' birthday is tomorrow, Tuesday, July 1st.
You guys can guess how old I am.
Okay, I won't say it then.
Don't say.
Okay, I won't say it. But it's a special day.
My son's birthday is the next day.
Oh, Summit or
Tay.
Summit,
bro.
Summit was just born.
He was just born 4 months ago. He aged quick. Yeah, bro. Tay turns 2.
Oh, let's go, Tay.
On Tuesday, yeah.
Tay.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so 2 years ago.
Tay. Tuesday, Tay. That was
2 years ago when my wife Alyssa, when she was nearing giving birth to Tay, it was on my birthday. And we had to go to the hospital because she was having some issues, spent the morning in the ER, then we had to go in. And then I was like, you know what, if we end up having, we didn't know if it was going to be a boy or girl. All of our kids were surprises. I was like, if we have the baby on my birthday and it's a boy, I will name him after me and have a junior.
Charles Jr.
But he came 2 hours past my birthday.
Oh.
So his middle name is Charles.
That's cute, man. Tay's adorable.
No. His first, I'm a bad dad, bro. His first name is Charles. But Tay's his middle name.
What is going on?
We call him Tay.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to make him feel like...
I thought his name was Tay.
No, his first name is Charles.
I did name him. Short for something, or is it just T-A-Y?
His name is Charles Tay. That's his middle name.
Alyssa's going to watch
I know. She's going to be so embarrassed. No, because if it was born on my birthday, I was going to give him my full name.
Charles Xavier.
What? You think my name's Xavier? I mean, that's
Professor
tough.
X.
Yeah, it's tough. No, but I was giving him my full name, so she was like officially a junior.
Yeah.
But since he wasn't born on my birthday, we gave him the middle name Tay.
Oh, that's cute.
And we call him Tay because I think it's a tough name.
I didn't know that. You think it's tough?
It's a cool name.
It's tough.
It's cute.
Anyways, happy birthday to you, Pastor
Thanks,
Charles.
man. I appreciate it.
We're going to celebrate tomorrow. Y'all don't even really care about this, but I'm going to say it anyway. We're playing some football in the morning.
My favorite.
Some flag football. We got the flags already.
Toast everybody. Yep.
And then we're going to Fogo de Chao.
Oh, it's so good.
Fogo de Chao.
So good. I think it's better than Texas Day Brazil. People may disagree, but
no, easily better. So
premium.
We've got a cool week lined up ahead of us, man. It's going to be super fun.
It's very fun. And we got a good show lined up for today.
Yeah, really.
So as always, guys, Extra Point, 2 pastors, love Jesus, love sports. We love Jesus more, and so we're gonna enjoy. We believe sports are a good thing from a good God for us to enjoy in their proper perspective.
Come on.
So that's what we're going to take some time to do. So, hey, wherever you are, bow your heads, but don't close your eyes if you're driving. Let me pray, and we're going to get into today's show. So, God, we love you so much. Thank you for your presence, that we can know you're a God who is always near, who is drawing near to us as we are drawing near to you. And we can only do so because you first loved us, God. So we just celebrate in that. Thank you for it. We thank you for sports. God, we just pray that as we talk about sports, God, and things that we love, we just pray, God, that we would do so ultimately looking to you and saying thank you, God. Thank you for sports as a good thing that we can enjoy. So be with us. Anyone that needs just your touch in their life today, we pray that you would do so, God. Would you just remind them and open their eyes to see how deep of a love you have for them. And it's in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, man. So again, June 30th, last day of June.
Come on.
Last Monday we filmed, and I remember I feel like we were like struggling to find things to talk about.
Yeah, it's been a dry season.
In the show. It ended up being our longest episode, but we talked about the NBA Finals.
Just yapping.
And then we're like, what else are we going to talk about? And then, what was it, the next day?
All
the NBA trades just started rolling out of nowhere.
The night of. I'm pretty sure Jrue Holiday got traded.
Yeah, and so let's start there. Yeah, it was June 23rd. I'm just going to kind of walk through the big trades we've seen so far.
Cool.
Let's just talk these things out. So the Celtics and the Blazers. This one is, Anthony Simmons and 2 future second-round picks went to Boston.
Yeah.
And the Blazers got Jrue Holiday.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like it's an easy, clear winner in the Celtics in this. Would you agree?
Maybe. I think they both can benefit from the trade, but I think in the short term.
Because my first thought from this
Celtics.
is Jrue Holiday worth that?
I would say so. I think if they keep Jrue, I don't know if they keep Jrue. They might reroute him somewhere else in another trade. Still a lot of offseason left. But if they keep Jrue, I think he could be a really good mentor / vet for Scoot Henderson. Mm-hmm. They're really similar players, similar builds, kind of shorter or a little bit taller 1 guards, but shorter 2 guards, physical play defense, and are really aggressive in the paint. I think he can be a really good vet to that team. But if they reroute him somewhere else, I'm pretty sure they can get some good value for him. But
I think the Celtics getting Anthony Simmons is a big win.
Yeah, it is.
He's a great young guy.
1,000%.
3 years in?
Nah, maybe a little bit more, but he's still.
He averaged just under 20 points last season. He's not a scrub. He can.
No, not at all.
He can contribute. I imagine he'll be their starting 1, right?
Is he? I'm pretty sure he's more of a 2 guard though.
Is he a 2? I guess Derek White can.
Yeah, they'll figure that out. But he might play the 1, but not be like your traditional point guard. Because Jrue isn't necessarily a traditional point guard either.
Yeah.
Because Tatum's out, but Jaylen Brown is the one who has the ball majority in his hands.
Yeah.
But he's a good player. Fun fact, I played against him in high school.
Anthony Simmons?
He's from Orlando.
You played against him?
He went to IMG Academy. No, he went to he went to IMG.
How was he?
Oh my God. I think he dropped 40 on our head. I think I played him my freshman year.
Did you ever you covered him?
No, I never got in the game. But
Jeez.
we played him our freshman year of high school. It was not even like a high school season. It was like one of those intramural tournaments that we have before the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, he completely wrecked us. But ever since then, I've been a fan of Anthony, bro. He's a beast.
Yeah. No, I like his game. I think it's fun. I think I think it's good. And
it's different than what the Celtics usually go for. I'm kind of intrigued because he doesn't play defense, and he's not really like a pass first guard. He is scoring. But
again, maybe they see him as someone that, assuming that this is going to be a retooling year for them, just someone that they see the potential in for the future. I guess for me, it's more with the Blazers. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure what their game plan is.
Yeah. I never know what they're doing over there in Portland, to be honest.
Because they have a lot of good young pieces, and even in the draft, they got some more.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're. I don't know. You just never know what you'll get from somebody like a Scoot, like these guys, where you give them another offseason.
Yeah.
You never know how big of a jump they can take.
Yeah, I don't know because they did. Obviously, we'll get into it later, but they just bought out DeAndre Ayton's contract, so he's not on the team anymore.
But didn't they draft 2 big men?
Yeah, they drafted one of the Chinese dudes, which is.
They're calling him the Chinese Jokic or something?
Yeah, that's what they're calling him.
He could be a beast.
No, he was a reach. That's what everybody said at first. Yeah. But, I saw his post, draft interviews. He seemed like such a good guy.
That's awesome.
So, the future might be bright. Denny Advia last year, they traded for him from Washington.
He was solid.
He had a really good year for them.
Really good year.
So, they have some good foundational pieces. Shaedon Sharpe. I know, essentially, him and Anthony kind of play the same position. So, they're essentially kind of giving Shaedon Sharpe, the keys, you're going to be, this is your team now. Him and Scoot.
And Scoot's real good. I mean,
yeah, man, he had a rough rookie year, but a decent sophomore.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But also, I know this is something interesting. I know a big reason why the Celtics even got rid of him is because they're trying to unload all of this money to get under the second. What is it? The second apron. Apron for their luxury tax. I know Drew Holiday still has like 2 or 3 more years left. They would have to pay him. And Fernie has only 1 year left. Like after the season, he's a free agent. So essentially, if it's a trial period for them, like if they like him,
they don't like it, it's whatever.
Yeah, it's free. They're off of the money.
They get 2 for second round.
Yeah,
picks,
and they're free of the cap space. So it's a good trade for Boston for sure.
For Boston.
Yeah, 1,000%. Yeah. So
I mean, to me, these aren't needle mover trades for either team, right? But I think for Boston, if I was a Celtics fan, I would be interested at acquiring someone like Anthony. You know what I mean? Like losing Drew, I feel like it's whatever at this point, at this stage of his career right now. But
yeah.
All right, let's keep moving. Then the same night we saw the Wizards and New Orleans make a trade. We saw the Wizards trade Jordan Poole and is it Saddiq Bey? Is that how you say it? Saddiq Bey and a second round pick for McCollum, Olynyk, and a future second round pick. What do you think of that trade?
Doesn't make sense at all for either side, I feel like.
Wait, what's the...
I mean, like Washington, you trade Jordan Poole, who has potential. He had a decent bounce-back year last year. I know his first year in Washington was kind of
Yeah.
Second year was decent. I think he played a lot better.
Then you get CJ McCollum, who
is 34 years old.
He's still a good sharp shooter.
Oh, he's a great player.
He doesn't bring the same offensive potential that a Poole brings.
No.
To me, is what's interesting about it.
Yeah, so I feel like the Wizards just have a whole bunch of players that would benefit from being on another team.
Yeah, you have a whole bunch of players that are like 2s and 3s.
Yeah, right. Like they
got Middleton who doubled down.
Yes.
McCollum, Olynyk. Who else is even on there?
I know they drafted French dude a couple years ago, Bilal Coulibaly.
Okay.
I can't even think of other Corey Kispert. Like they need to blow that team up. Doesn't make sense to me. I'm not sure what they're doing. I don't know if they're going to also reroute CJ in another trade.
Yeah.
And
even for the Pelicans, what do you think they're?
That doesn't. So they have right now Jordan Poole.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, DeJounte Murray's coming off that Achilles tear.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think I'm not sure if he'll be ready for the start of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Zion, Derek Queen. Yeah, that team, I don't know. That's also just not a needle mover for me. I feel like you got good value for CJ. Like, I still think Jordan Poole is an upgrade over CJ at this point in their career.
I think it depends on what you want.
Yeah.
Like, for some teams, you'd rather have CJ, I feel like, than Jordan Poole, right? It depends on where you are. So, but you mentioned Derek Queen, and that's another interesting thing that happened on draft night, right?
You want to talk about it?
Yeah, I mean, we're on it.
Yeah.
So the Pelicans, they moved up, was it 10 spots?
Yeah, from 23 to 13.
To get him. And they gave up a first-round pick, right?
Not just any first-round pick.
Yeah, tell us the details.
Yeah, so the Pelicans traded from 23 to 13 to the Hawks, and they gave up, obviously, their 23rd pick, as well as, and I feel like this was, like the Hawks are the winner of the draft just for this trade alone. The Pelicans gave Atlanta a unprotected first-round pick next year that can either be the Pelicans or the Milwaukee Bucks. And it's confusing to me because you gave up an unprotected pick swap. That pick alone, I feel like, has the most value coming out of this draft, right? Because not only are, the Pelicans, you never know what you're going to get from the Pelicans.
Yeah.
You have a roster you have a point guard that just comes off an Achilles tear.
Yep.
You don't know if he's going to even be healthy for the start of the season. Zion is the biggest injury risk, I feel like, in the entire NBA at this point in his career. So there's a chance he doesn't
him and Anthony Davis.
Yeah, but Anthony has been healthy for a couple. He got hurt last season, actually. But Zion still, injury risk concern. You just traded for Jordan Poole. You're in the West. I think they won like 21 games last year.
It wasn't good.
Yeah, they were not good.
They still got Ingram?
No, they traded Ingram to the Raptors in the middle of the season last year.
You're right.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what direction they're heading in because they're not a playoff team. I mean, maybe they can be a play-in team with this roster if they stay healthy. Healthy.
The East is so open. Who knows? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but the Pelicans are in the West, so I think.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, the West it's a little bit more. you don't know. I don't know. So the fact that they gave up an unprotected pick, and here's the thing, even if the Pelicans are a good team, you gave up Milwaukee's pick. And we were just talking about this. Milwaukee
who knows what that pick will be?
We don't know. First of all, we don't know. There's obviously trade talks with Giannis.
Yep.
We don't know if Giannis is going to get dealt anytime this offseason. They're one Giannis injury away from being the worst team in the NBA.
Not being a great pick.
Oh, they have the worst roster aside from him. I know they just re-signed Bobby Portis, but they are a bad team.
Yeah, but that's not.
Yeah, it's not nothing at all. So, like, it just doesn't make sense because I think you're going to be guaranteed a top 5 pick, I think, with either Pelicans or Milwaukee.
It's a shot.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, you gave up
all for Derek Queen.
Derek Queen. And is Derek Queen, like, he had a really good postseason run in the March Madness.
Mm-hmm.
I know he got himself a lot of draft stock there. But he's
a small big man.
Yeah, they listed him at 6'10". I don't think he's 6'10". He looks like he's 6'8". And he's a big man. He's big. But he's not agile enough to guard wings like a 3. He's not big enough or tall enough to play a big man. Yeah. He's not as athletic as Zion, so you can't play them on the same court together. So it's like that move just doesn't make sense.
But no, they have to see something. You don't do that unless you're risking, to your point, you're risking your future. You're risking capital on this young guy's potential. So they have to think that he's
interesting because
we don't see.
Yeah, I mean that's true. They might. I don't see it, but I'm not a GM. But you know who there is their GM? Joe Dumars, and he is known for being an egghead in this league. They just hired him as their GM, like I think 2 months ago.
Really?
Yeah, they got rid of their OGM, brought on Joe Dumars, and this is the first move he makes. And I'm just like,
there you go,
taking advantage of the elderly, man. Like that's just an egregious trade. That's one of the worst draft night trades that I think I've ever seen.
That's a lot. Again, you'd understand if it was a player that had a lot more hype around him.
Yeah.
Because that's just a lot to move up 10 spots and give that up. It's just a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It is. And, no, not a fan of that at all. You get a swap best with Milwaukee, man. Like, that pick is so valuable, especially the way they're headed right now.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. Pelicans losers, Hawks winners.
Yeah. Then with the Pelicans and Wizards trades, I really don't know who's the winner.
Nah, I don't know.
I feel like they're both
losers.
Yeah, they both just stink. And so then later that night, Celtics made another move.
Come on.
And they moved Zingis.
Blowing the team up.
Truly blowing the team up. Yeah.
We said they were going to blow it up.
And so this was a 3-team trade between the Hawks, the Celtics, and the Nets. And so Celtics got George's Niang and a second rounder. Hawks got Zingis and a second rounder.
W.
The Nets got Terrence Mann and a first round pick.
W.
Which I'm not sure who they drafted with that pick.
I don't know either.
That was the number 22 pick.
That might have been the dude from Michigan.
And so, yeah, obviously Zingis, he's another one of those guys where
you don't know what you're getting.
He is a needle mover, but he has so many of those variables around. Correct.
Yeah.
And so, like, your first thought is, like, you imagine the floor of the Hawks, the starting 5, and how can you not get excited about just Trae Young?
I said last week they were a playoff team.
You did, but that was even before
I saw the vision.
And so, like, now you consider who they have plus Zingis. I mean, it's
a solid starting 5.
Very good starting 5.
I think their best starting 5 since that year they went to the conference finals. Easily.
Was that like
5
years ago?
Maybe?
Yeah. So it's a very good starting 5, but again, that all just hinges on. Do we even know what was up with Zingis in the Eastern Conference Finals?
It was some sickness, some illness.
It was just weird. The way they were handling it though was just strange.
It was weird. Like he had AIDS or something. They weren't telling anybody.
Do we really know what was up with him?
I don't think it's been reported yet. To be honest, we don't have anybody that can help us.
To me, that's kind of scary. If I'm the Hawks and I'm making a move for him, I'd want to.
I would assume that they probably did
a
little bit of research before they did the trade, but. I mean, it was a low risk because they didn't really give up much, right? And it's like you're taking on Porzingis, like you just said, he's a needle mover. I mean, he won.
Well, if it works, you're contending in the East.
Yes, especially the way the East is set up.
That's what I'm saying. You're contending in the East if Zingis ends up being healthy.
That is a great move for that Hawks, bro.
Yeah, but then for the Celtics, again, so they pick up Niang.
Georges Niang.
I was nervous when I say these guys' names wrong. So they get Niang, and again, he's fine. He's a forward.
Yeah, he's a backup.
10 points a game.
Yeah, he's a backup.
It's fine. A second-round pick.
It's cap reasons. They're trying to get under the second apron, so
yeah,
just unloading all that money.
Yeah, and then for Brooklyn, Terrence Mann, is this a big deal?
Yeah, he's a good backup.
Yeah, I mean, again, same thing, under 10 points a game.
Yeah, he's a decent role player.
Couple of assists,
but they get a first-round pick, so I think they use it on that Michigan dude. I don't know. But
so I mean, I think
shout out the Hawks, man.
Hawks are a big winner there.
Biggest winner so far of the offseason. That's
because we can count this and you
get the
consider
first-round pick next year.
Yeah, hey,
you're
a A-Town fan, bro. You're transferring your loyalty.
Unless they trade Trae Young to the Magic.
Then you'd be all in.
Then I'll be a Magic fan.
Yeah. I think there's no way they're gonna do that now.
No, they can't.
They're setting up Trae.
Now,
if Trae finds a way to lose this and not take advantage of what he has now, then maybe they'll do a Trae.
No, he won't. He won't, man.
But
All-Star, All-NBA season incoming for Trae Young.
He's going to do it for all of his fans in Oklahoma, man. He's going to do it. There's no fans in New York, bro. Get out of here. All right. Now let's go to the next one. This one was against, it's not really that big, but the Suns and Hornets. Hornets traded away Mark Williams. Let's see if he actually passes the physical this time. And then the
PTSD. Hornets
got, what do you say this name, bro?
Ola.
Yo, how do you?
The center from Duke.
No, this is a guard.
Wait. Vasily Micic.
Yeah.
He's just a throw-in for player reasons.
Yeah.
He ain't going to get no guard.
So they got Vicic, our guy.
The foreigners taking over, man.
And then they got the 29th pick, who was also a guard, Liam McNeely.
And
they got a 29 first-round pick.
Yeah. No, that's a great trade.
So it's a pretty good package. And then for the Suns, getting Mark Williams, it's good.
The Suns, they went into the draft with 6 shooting guards on their roster. They left the draft with 3 centers. So their roster is literally constructed of shooting guards and centers at this point.
They're just going to shoot and get boards, man. You can win games like that.
I like the trade for the Suns. They needed front court help. What's his name? Mark Williams, but who was their center before that? Something Reed. Anyway, he wasn't good from the Sixers they traded for him. He wasn't good. They had no help in that front court, no big man depth. So they got Mark Williams. They got the center from Duke, who was, I think, the best defensive player in the draft.
Yeah.
So their roster is starting to look better than it did a week ago. Mm-hmm. But you still got to fill it out, man. You need a point guard. You need a small forward.
I know, man.
You need a power forward.
And I'm still chanting what we chanted last week, man. Let Book go.
That hurts.
Trade Book.
I know that hurts for them.
Get someone. Hey, maybe they hurt. I saw you tagged the Pistons in your one post about picking up Beal.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll hear you.
I hope they do. That post has got to get traction. If y'all haven't, first of all, subscribe, comment, follow this video.
Yeah.
Share this with a friend. Also, go to our Instagram at theextrapoint.pod, P-O-D. Find that post. Follow. Show love. Enter for a chance to win a PS5.
Once he gets hired by the Pistons.
Anyways, if I'm the Suns or if I'm the Hornets, I'm kind of pissed off at the Lakers.
Why?
Because obviously we know the infamous trade that happened during the regular season with them and the Lakers. They traded Mark Williams for Dalton Connect, who was a top 10 pick, a protected first-round pick, I think 2029, and I think another pick in the 30s. And obviously that didn't go through. Mark Williams didn't pass the physical in L.A. Trade got rescinded. They ended up moving Mark Williams. All they got in exchange was a 13th pick, and you said a second-round pick, right? Or the 29th pick.
They got 29th pick and a 29 first-round pick.
Yeah.
So 2 first-rounders.
Yeah, you weigh it out. Obviously, we're not going to be able to tell what Liam McNeely, center from Duke, I can't pronounce his name to be honest, what they're going to pan out to be in this league. But obviously, I like the Dalton Connect and the first-round pick next year, move a little bit more. But I don't know. They got rid of him, right? What is Charlotte doing? Because they also just traded Yusuf Nurkic away. So, they don't have...
Do they have a big man?
I don't know if they have any big men on their roster right now. I know they drafted Colin Kneppel. Shout out Colin Kneppel from Duke. He's going to be their starting 2 guard. No, they did draft somebody. Who did they draft? They drafted a center, white boy. What's his name?
Charlotte did.
Yeah, Charlotte drafted a center. I can't remember who it is, but they did draft somebody. He wasn't a top prospect, but they got somebody. But yeah, I don't think, it doesn't do anything for either team. We'll see how it pans out. If Mark Williams is going to be good, if he passes the physical.
Yeah.
But
he'll pass. There's no way he doesn't pass.
That'd be so ironic. If this dude
just can't leave Charlotte.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We'll see.
Then you mentioned it. Then we saw a deal with Charlotte also trading away Nurkic, and they got Sexton and a 2030 second round pick.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And so that's
what happened? What do they do? Like, I think they have to start Colin Kneppel. You just spent the 4th overall pick on the dude.
Yeah, and Sexton is he's a fine starter. Like he's not.
No,
I mean, bad.
Yeah, he can get you probably 20, 18 a night.
Yeah, like he's not bad.
He doesn't play the greatest defense, but neither does Colin Kneppel.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that trade doesn't make sense to me because you just drafted shooting guard from Duke, Colin Kneppel. So do they plan on just having him come off the bench?
Because LaMelo.
Yeah, LaMelo and then Brandon Miller at the 3. I'm not sure what they would do there. I mean, it makes sense for them to start Sexton maybe at the 2 and kind of let Colin Kneppel ease his way into that role. Obviously, he's a rookie. But that backcourt, I don't like defensively that backcourt at all with LaMelo and Colin Sexton.
Yeah.
That's not going to do anything.
That's not really what you want to pair with him.
I'm sleeping on that. Yeah.
And then in Utah, you get Nurkic now come alongside your boy Ace Bailey.
Shout out Ace. Biggest steal in the draft.
You think?
I mean,
just because he fell?
Yeah, to the 5th. I mean, he was a guaranteed top 3. I know going into this draft, there were talks between him and Dylan Harper between who's the second.
Yeah, but all the noise around that is just how he
handled.
Was trying to control where he went.
Yeah,
he wanted no
didn't
part
work out for him
of going there. I mean, he's there.
Right? What? I don't understand. So what he said didn't he say he didn't want to go to the Jazz?
I think there was a couple teams, but they were one of them.
Yeah, the Jazz were like.
I mean, you can't pass up on it.
Yeah,
you know
bro, sorry, but we ain't gonna respect that.
Yeah, they took him, and he's there. He traveled there. He signed.
And I think a lot of it has to do with his camp, who he has, his agent. I don't think they handled this draft process.
It's always hard. Yeah, whenever you start trying to demand where you are. But being in Utah, if you think about it, for someone like him who has the potential to be a star on a team, he's set up to do it.
Oh, that team is his.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's really
especially if they trade Lauri Markkanen.
It's not a bad placement.
I mean, that's where you go to die, right? You're not gonna be good.
No, but I'm saying it's where you go to showcase.
Yeah, if that's what he's looking for, obviously.
Yeah, he's not gonna compete.
No, not at all. And I don't see them competing anytime soon. I can see them being the worst team next year as well. Having the first pick. And I mean, if that happens, if they end up with the first pick, they tank. They get. AJ DeBanza from BYU, hometown guy. He's projected to be the number 1 pick next year. I mean, that would essentially work out. Having a DeBanza, Ace Bailey lineup, that would be pretty fun. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what he does. And then the other big one, and to me this one was really big.
Come on.
But the Cavs and Bulls.
Oh.
With Lonzo and
shout out my boy Lonzo.
And this one was also interesting to me. I mean, I think it does help both teams. I don't think it's a once. I think the Cavs got the better end. Mm-hmm. I would rather have Lonzo over Okoro.
That's easily.
To me,
he's healthy.
Okoro is. I feel like he's just been such a disappointment. He's played his way out of the starting lineup.
Yeah. He's not.
And he's still young, so I can understand the Bulls taking him up. You know what I mean? And seeing what's there. I get it, and I guess with them, they're just tired of. They did the Lonzo experiment, and with his health concerns, they just wanted something more steady. I get it. And with Kobe White, there's so many guys on their team that's stepped up to where they probably didn't feel the pressure to need him. But I like Lonzo on the Cavs. I love the dynamic he would bring as far as spacing the floor and just bringing a different dimension to that offense.
He's going to start for them because I'm pretty sure Garland is going to miss the beginning of the season with that injury he got to his hand. So, I mean, he's obviously – this means they're not going to re-sign Ty Jerome. I'm pretty sure that's already that's great. That's a guarantee.
So Lonzo will be the one.
Lonzo would definitely start at the 1 until Garland comes back. Lonzo can definitely control an offense, bro. I love Lonzo, and when he's healthy, he is a top PG. I would die on that hill because he is long, he defends, he's athletic, he can shoot, he can pass. Like
he's a good passer.
He is, I feel like, a better version of Caruso, like an Alex Caruso, when healthy.
Yeah.
I feel like he is because he's 6'6".
Because he's bigger, yeah.
He's big. He can shoot. I just said all that stuff, but like that's such a low risk, high reward move for the Cavs. I feel like, right?
Yeah.
Because you just mentioned it, all that stuff with Isaac Okoro. He's shown glimpses that he can be a good player.
They already know who he is.
Yeah, he's shown glimpses, but he hasn't taken that step. And I mean, maybe he can do that in Chicago, right? Like
that's what I'm saying. For the Bulls, I understand them taking a swing at him. Like
I mean, the Bulls just. This is what I was saying last year. They just need to figure out who they are. Like, are they going to tank, or are they just going to, for the 18th straight year, be a ninth seed?
They're such a mid team with so many like
that
good,
stuff's
but
not good for them, man. Like, you either got to tank or compete.
It's tough because they got a lot. Like their whole starting lineup they're good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're all players that could.
Kobe White, Giddey.
Yeah, they're all players.
I'm pretty sure they're going to end up trading Vooch.
Yeah.
Sometime soon.
Who's there for?
Patrick Williams.
That's his name.
FSU guy.
Yeah. There's a bunch of guys that like they're solid. None of them are incredible, but they're all solid.
No. But
and Okoro, he fits right in. I mean, just a bunch of.
Yeah, I feel like Okoro would be really good on like the Pacers. I don't know why. Because he plays hard. He plays good defense. He's not like a star. He works super hard.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the whole Pacers MO, right? You work hard, you grind, you play defense.
No superstars. Yeah. That's true.
Like he'd be good on the Pacers.
That's true. But I think it's good for Lonzo. I mean, and he's healthy now, right? He's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he'll be able to go in there and
thigh, I think, or a whole new knee.
Yeah, I think it's a good movement. And then to your point, when Garland comes back, having him and Lonzo, like that's pretty great.
Control your second unit.
That's pretty serious, man. You can get with his size, you can get flexible with different lineups, and I think it's a smart move, man.
Such
I really
a good
do.
move for the Cavs.
Like that really could be what helps bring them to that next level.
Shout out, man.
As far as their team
Cavs
goes,
guaranteed 1 seed next year.
I mean, probably. I mean, it's probably.
Yeah.
But I know you mentioned the Hawks being the winners of the draft, but anything else just from the draft that you think were? I mean, of course, we got to hit Cooper Flag and the Mavs, right? With that lineup now.
Yeah.
All right. They got Lively, they got AD, they got Flag, they got Clay, they got Kyrie. Now let's assume they're all healthy.
Oh man.
Right. Like how far do you think that team can actually go?
Assuming they're all healthy, I don't think next year. Obviously, you said assuming they're all healthy. Kyrie's not going to be healthy till a long time.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, for him was it ACL?
Probably All-Star break, right? I think All-Star break.
Probably
around there, maybe.
So as long as they're flirting around the play-in.
Yeah, I mean, if they're flirting on the play-in, I can see them being, a sneaky playoff team. I don't think that they stand a chance of winning it next year. I just don't think.
Right, but again, with them all healthy, how far do you think they can go?
Yeah, probably.
What's the team ceiling?
Yeah, probably 6th seed, 7th seed. I think.
Do you think that's it? No higher?
Yeah, I mean, again, he's got to go through the growing pains of being a rookie in this league. I think by his second year, I think there'll be a much more solidified team.
Yeah.
And if they're all healthy, like Kyrie is still going to have to like recover when he gets back to the league. He's just not going to be 100% instantly. Yeah. So he's going to have a couple months just to get back to his normal game.
Yeah.
So like next year, it might not be their year, but the year after, I mean,
it's a fun lineup.
Oh, it's so fun. And I'm hearing rumors of them going after like a D'Lo or Chris Paul.
Oh, that'd be great.
Because obviously Kyrie's hurt until like January, so they need kind of a PG to control the reins. I like D'Lo on that team. On the
play with
Mavericks.
AD.
I like D'Lo on that team, or even a Chris Paul. I like that too on that team. I really do. And I feel like Chris Paul would be a good vet for Coop. I know we saw what that did for Wemby. Like that's just, you need a vet like that in your locker room.
But I think just Coop in itself, like he's a difference maker.
Yeah, I mean.
But you put him with AD, and Lively's fine. I think he's a mid center. I don't think he's anything crazy.
Yeah, him and Gafford.
But I think that's fine. They're not going to lose, but they're not. It's fine. But having again, hopefully, Clay can get some more consistency where he's at right now.
Yeah.
But having that option too, then when Kyrie comes back, there's a lot on that offense.
No, it's a fun lineup.
They can do a lot of different
things. They have a
things.
really, really good team.
Yeah.
I really like and And I don't know. Obviously, we were getting on Nico Harrison for trading the franchise away.
But that still remains because it's not like he knew.
It does remain.
It's not the NFL. He didn't know he was gonna have the first.
I know it does remain, but the basketball gods bless them, obviously.
Yeah.
And like giving them the first pick with Cooper, that kind of washes it away a little bit, right? So it's not as bitter anymore just because you have Cooper Flag.
Because you have Cooper Flag and you have AD with him now.
Yeah.
So like that combo.
It definitely doesn't sting as much.
Before with Luka, it's totally different team.
Oh yeah, of course.
But like now having him with AD, like that changes things a lot. And yeah, I think again, assuming they're all healthy, I think this is a team that definitely can compete.
Oh man, Coop. I mean, everybody, all the reports said it before the draft. He's a generational talent.
He is.
I mean, I think he's still like 18 years old.
He's young.
Like he won't turn 19, I think, until like December. So like even that in itself, you get somebody who dominated high school basketball. He skipped a year of basketball to go to college early. So like he's 17 years old, dominant in college, dudes, at the highest level.
Yeah.
And he's a great defender. He's a great playmaker for his size. He can shoot the ball. He can attack the basket. He plays great defense. Good passer, high level intensity. Like he brings that with him on the offensive side and the defensive end.
Yeah.
He's going to be a really good player in this league. The Mavericks, they have a really promising.
Oh, they lucked out, man.
They did.
Because we know they were low.
Yeah.
But that definitely helps.
And they really got the luckiest break ever this offseason. Because I know when they made the move initially to trade away Luka, all Nico was saying was it's a win now move. We're doing this trade so we can win
doesn't make
now.
Any sense.
Right? Like we want to build our roster with defense. That's why we got AD. That's why we got all these other centers. Like that's what we want to build our team around. And then obviously AD gets hurt because they play him too much. And then Kyrie takes too much of the load and he ends up tearing his ACL.
Yeah.
And then they're just like in this mid territory. They lost a lot of games. And then they rushed AD back. They get him into the play-in game. They win a play-in game. So, like, that ended up – it should have cost them because that put them higher into the draft lottery. And then they just got, obviously, the luckiest break ever, like a 2% chance or something.
It was low, yeah.
So, they just got lucky. Nico just got lucky.
No, it's exciting, though. So,
saved his job.
Other NBA news, your boy LeBron took his player option, getting paid $52.5 million.
Get your money, Bron.
For next season.
Get your money, Bron.
So as a Lakers fan, you don't like that?
As a Lakers fan, I do not like that. Obviously, because all offseason we kept hearing Bron saying, we want to really rebuild this team. We want to bring in pieces to make us a championship contender.
And now he's taking
and then the dude accepts $55 million. I mean, I'm not going to hate against the dude getting his money. Like, if you're Bron, if you're anybody, you're not going to turn down $50 million. That's $50 million.
Yeah.
But it definitely does skim our available cap a little bit more. I know there's rumors, or not rumors, we offered Austin Reeves a max extension. He declined it.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4-year, like $85 million extension. He declined it. So now, obviously, Austin Reeves, I'm pretty sure, whether it's now or towards the trade deadline, he might get traded.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that. I hear these stupid rumors about LeBron getting traded. LeBron ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Why is that going everywhere?
LeBron ain't going nowhere, bro. I don't know. LeBron ain't going nowhere. He's retiring in L.A.
Yeah.
He is L.A.
He almost got a few more years anyway, or a year, right? But that's a lot of money, man. Just paying a 40-year-old $52 million.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't just a 40-year-old. He's averaging 26.
No, I know, and I'm not trying to say he doesn't.
But yeah, if he really was team first, if he really wanted to build a roster,
he would have opted out of that.
He would have opted out, took
a
little pay cut, so we can bring in a DeAndre Ayton. We could bring in a Miles Turner. You know what I'm saying? We could bring in a Brook Lopez, somebody of that caliber. Yeah. But now we'll see what happens. We're the Lakers. The Lakers just have a boatload of money. There's lying around everywhere. So we'll see.
We'll see what happens, man. Your boy Harden,
he just resigned.
He declined his option and signed a new 2-year deal worth $81 million.
Jeez.
And that includes a player option for him. And so he's staying in LA for 2 more years.
Jeez.
He's running it back. It's a lot of money, man.
That is a lot of money.
A lot of money.
$40 million a season. That is insane.
So he declined his option and got because he got more money.
Yeah.
So these guys just want their money.
Yeah, I don't blame them, bro.
No, they're legends, right? I mean,
they deserve it, man. They deserve it.
They're legends.
I mean, he was all NBA last year. I mean, he essentially carried that team all regular season.
Was he all NBA?
Yeah, all NBA.
He was third team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was third team. So, I mean,
You're
he carried that team to a playoff spot. Obviously, Kawhi came in towards the end, but he deserves it, man. To see his career kind of bounce back from where it was on the Nets and then the Sixers, it was super sloppy.
Wasn't it that? Was it game? Did they go to Game 7 against Denver?
Yeah.
And that's when he dropped 6 points.
Yeah, that's when he had a typical Harden game.
See, that's tough, man, to pay someone after they do that.
Yeah, I know.
I know it's James Harden though, but it's just
that stuff does leave a mark on you.
That's tough. It's hard to forget.
No,
I didn't include it in here, but Julius Randle, I saw he signed an extension.
He did.
I don't have the figures for that, but I think it was a 2 or 3 year deal.
Yeah. In
Minnesota.
Good for them.
And so I think it's a good move. I think him and Edwards was a great combo.
Yeah.
Like I really think they were a great combo. Definitely some good bully ball they can play together.
They were one of the best duos in the playoffs.
Yeah, they were good until they weren't, but they were.
Until they weren't
for a while. And then like you mentioned, DeAndre Ayton, he's finalizing that buyout with Portland.
Yeah,
so he's going to be an official free agent now. And so the whole market is his. And I mean, again, if I'm a team, he'd be a very attractive center that I'd want to go after.
Yeah, we were just talking about it. He could still get you 15, 18, and 10 boards at night.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's not great on the defensive side of the court,
but he's good enough to.
But he can hold his own.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember when the Suns made it to the finals that year.
He was playing great.
He was like he is still a above average defender in the paint.
Yeah.
You know, he's not going to go out on the wing and guard your perimeter players, but he could defend the pick and roll pretty good, guard that paint down, get you a double-double. He's still a very offensively skilled big man.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of teams would benefit from having, especially Bron. He's not necessarily a center that will get you, finish alley-oops, give you the lob threats.
No, he's not that kind of guy.
Like he's not like a typical Luka center that he likes to play with. But I could see the Lakers going after him for sure, getting him probably 15, 20 mil.
Yeah.
For a 1 year prove it deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see. And the Knicks just keep getting better. They're ready to just give him the championship already.
The Knicks are hiring Don Bailey.
Just give him the championship, man.
Don Bailey as their next head coach.
She's arguably the best women's coach ever.
I mean, that's not a doubt.
And that's just you gotta throw that out there. No, it is a different game, right?
I don't see
that happening.
I don't see that.
No disrespect.
No disrespect. But
I don't know what the Knicks.
You need an experienced NBA coach.
Yeah,
not experienced NBA coach, but you need somebody who's coached, man.
Just straight up.
For lack of better words.
Just straight up. For where the team's at.
Yeah.
This isn't the time to do an experiment. You know what I mean? To test something out. You got to.
I know Mike Brown is the leading candidate for the job right now.
Whatever. I mean, he had a few good years in Sacramento.
He did.
It's not like he's a total scrub.
But he ain't no needle mover coach.
No, he's not.
So
he's not. But you know what? We just need someone
just making that fire in the offseason look worse and worse as they go on.
They are, man. That
shows they had no plan.
Tibbs, just come back.
No, bro. If I'm Tibbs, I'm like,
no, I'm sure he's gonna retire.
You guys.
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna retire.
Hey guys, we want to take a pause from the video really quick. Not really quick.
Not really quick. We're gonna take as much time as the Lord needs.
Take some time to break down some stuff that the Lord has put on my heart recently. And I shared this with our worship team last week, and I feel like it was just something that was super timely. And after talking to some volunteers and just some other mentors of mine, I feel like this is something that, I don't know, I feel like I wanted to share with you guys as well. And you, Charles, I don't think I've talked to you about this yet. So
I'm excited for it.
Hopefully it will benefit somebody who's watching this. It is a little bit, we've been kind of leaning more towards like the not darker side, but like the not so friendly, like prosperity type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been more
the
on
truth and love. Yeah,
like the actual truth in the Bible. So
I'm excited. What are we talking about?
Bring a little something out of Psalm 14, and just some context as to what's going on right here. Psalm 14. It's a psalm of David that reflects on the fallen condition of humanity at this point, what's going on in the world and God's view of the world. And it begins with a super stark statement about the depravity of people in the world at this time. And it says in verse 1 that the fool has said in his heart, there is no God. That's deep.
Yeah,
the fool has said in his heart, there is no God. And this obviously just sets the tone for what's about to happen in this psalm. It's highlighting that many people, Charles, including us today, we live as if God does not exist when we don't pay attention to him. And the psalm describes a world filled with just corruption, injustice at this time. There's a whole bunch of chaos, right? And turning away from God. But I'm going to continue to read the rest of these verses and kind of give you what my takeaway is.
Okay.
So I'm going to start from verse 1 again. And I'm reading out a New King James Version, just so you know. What are you reading out of?
NIV.
Okay. Basic. The fool has said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none who does good. The Lord looks down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there are any who understand, who seek God. They have all turned aside. They have together become corrupt. There is none who does good. No, not one. Wow. When I first read this, I think it was last week on Wednesday morning, I initially was kind of read that as like, okay, this is a little bit discouraging in a sense. Like, just the fact that God is looking down upon all of us and he's searching for any of us who are doing right, who understand him truly.
Yeah, that's so deep.
And none of us do, right? And obviously, as I prayed and kind of just really dove into this a little bit more, I kind of took a little bit else away from it. And something that's like, I think, important to take away from this verse, aside from the whole we can get stuck on God looks down, none of us are good, all of us are terrible people. But the fact that God is just always observing and evaluating the hearts of his people, I think that is something that we can take away from and kind of be encouraged that we have a God who is, for generation after generation after generation, going to continue to look down upon his people just because he cares. We have a God who cares. He looks down upon us to see if there are anybody who truly is looking for the Father, who truly is seeking to understand his ways, not just love the Father and say we love him, not just say we follow him and, you know, read our Bibles on Sunday, go to church once a week, get in a small group. Not just that, but for people who actively are looking to understand who Jesus is in all of his ways, right? Not just the basic cookie cutter gospel that we're so used to nowadays, but, you know, people who truly, truly seek after him. And another thing that I took away from this is that there's value in searching after Jesus. There's a lot of value in seeking God sincerely and striving for understanding of who he is. Like I just mentioned, and I was telling my worship team this, that on Sunday mornings, just for a practical example, the Lord is looking down upon us as we're worshiping him, as we're ministering to him Sunday mornings. And this is I only shared this because, again, it was our worship team. So it was kind of context as relating it to what we do. And I kind of gave them an example of like, listen, the Lord, I guarantee you there's Sundays where he looks down upon us when we're worshiping, when we're singing these songs, and he's just not moved. He's not pleased. Wow. And I know that sounds harsh. I know that sounds like, what are we doing then? Why are we even, what are we doing? No. In our hearts, we might believe that what we're doing is pleasing to the Lord. In our hearts, we might believe that we're ministering and that we're experiencing the presence of Jesus. And I'm not saying that we're not experiencing the presence of Jesus, but I'm just saying there's a lot of moments where we can fall victim to the moment, And obviously the Bible says that above all else, your heart, Your heart is deceitful. Yeah. Above all else, something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. But we can't trust our hearts. All that to say, in those moments on Sunday mornings when we feel like we're just going after it. And I gave another practical example. You guys might not understand this, but Charles, you will. The Sunday before last Sunday, you remember, I was MDing from the keyboard. And there was a moment in the 9 a.m. service where we run our tracks through playback. And after song 2, we lost all connection to playback. It wasn't giving us any signal at all. And I didn't know what the heck was happening. I was freaking out. This is mid-service, right? We literally just finished the song. We're getting ready to go into our next song, and we lose all signal from playback. And, you know, I'm sitting there on the computer trying to reset it, figure out what's going on. I'm in the MD mic telling worship leaders, fill the moment up. Just fill it up with, you know, just say something. Like, don't let it just be an awkward moment. And I feel like it was that moment right there where I had a Psalm 14 2 moment where the Lord was looking down upon me, and he was just realizing that I was getting so caught up in the moment of what we're doing. I was becoming so numb. Not numb, but more so just like reliant on these tracks, on this guide, on this click to get us through our worship set, where I feel like the Lord in that moment was like, no, like if I need to just strip this away from you right now for you to truly understand that what you're doing isn't Holy Spirit led, isn't revolved around kingdom, right? It's more so just going along with the track. You're doing karaoke. You're not following the presence of Jesus. So it took a harsh example for the Lord to really kind of strike me down in that moment and make a probably 10 to 15 second really awkward moment in the church. And it might have been awkward more so for us in the congregation,
for sure.
But it still was noticeable in a sense. And it ended up resulting in, I think, a really beautiful worship moment. Yeah. A really beautiful worship moment. Oh, and, you know, that right there just goes to show that, like, I'm not trying to get off track, but like, if we truly say we follow Jesus, if we're truly worshiping the Lord and saying, like, God, have your way in this service, we want to get out of the way for you to just take full control, then we have to be aware of what that's going to entail, what that's going to cost us. And there's going to be moments like this. There's going to be moments where, you know, we're praying for the Lord to have his way in this service, in our worship service, in our life. But the Lord's going to be like, okay, if you're asking for this, you got to be aware of what's about to happen. I might take this relationship from you. I might take this job from you if this is truly what you want, just because it's not what I have for you right now. Right. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And we just have to be obedient and kind of but just trust, obviously, in the Lord and what he's doing in the moment, right? Instead of falling back on what we know, instead of falling back on our tracks, falling back on our playback, on our click. No, we have to, okay, this is awkward. This is weird. God, okay, let me look to you now instead of the click. All right, let me focus on you. Yeah. Wow, this is actually really beautiful. Wow, this resulted in such a beautiful moment for our worship team. Okay, I kind of see what you're doing here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and, absolutely. You know, that's just a real practical example. I have a whole bunch of examples I can give you guys if you want another episode of the Lord humbling me during worship. But I don't know. I just feel like this is something that was super timely, and I wanted to share it with y'all. Not for y'all to get discouraged that, like, you know, we're not living right for the Lord, or we're not truly seeking him or understanding him, but more so as an encouragement for us to look at this as like, hey, we have a God who is, you know, still worried about Justin. He's still worried about Brenda watching this in Utah. He's still worried about anybody all across the world. He's just looking down for anybody to see if there's anybody who seeks him, truly understands him. So I look at it as okay, like, let me really dial in, let me really lock in, and let me see what this looks like. Let me, you know, get rid of this thing that's been causing me to get distracted. Let me, you know, try this and see where this gets me. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, who knows what happened. It might end up in a real beautiful moment like it did for us 2 Sundays ago. Yeah. I don't know.
Thanks for being vulnerable, man.
Yeah, man.
Seriously.
That's real.
Yeah, it is real. Thanks for being vulnerable. And yeah, it's definitely, I think what's cool about this psalm is the challenge it shows, because it's giving a stark comparison, right? Talking about the fool who they believe there is no God, in essence saying they believe they are God, and so they're living as their own gods, and which leads to taking advantage of people, mistreating people, doing everything for their own good. Mm-hmm. And so the contrast then, right, is those who God seeks, those who God sees and finds as people actually seeking him. And to those people, I think what's cool is, even though you got the worldly people, again, it's intense. My translation says they devour my people as though eating bread, like just animals, you know. The promise, though, is God is present in the company of the righteous. And it says that he is their refuge. And so, again, it just shows the battle of, even though we're living in a world surrounded by people being their own gods, doing everything for their own good, those who are seeking God, to your point, right, our focus has to remain on seeking him and pleasing him and knowing he is ultimately our reward. Yeah. Because if we start looking at what's around us, man, like, that's when we start to get discontent. That's when we start questioning things, and our heart can easily start moving in different ways because we're trying to grab for things that we can attain and hold, as opposed to truly having a heart that seeks God, seeks to understand Him, and trusting He is present in the company of the righteous, and He is supposed to be our prize and our reward.
Come on.
And so just resting in that, man. And it's a hard battle of faith sometimes, you know.
Of course.
Living different, living set apart, living with Lord as your portion, man. But it's all a faith thing. Knowing at the end of the day, that truly is the greatest thing that this world has to offer. Yeah. And so that's where you set up shop.
It's our greatest sacrifice. And that's what God wants, man. He just wants obedience. Yeah. That's all He wants, man. He's just looking for like His children to actively seek Him. And I don't think that's really too much to ask for. We have, obviously, you know, He gave his only begotten Son for us.
Yeah, He gave everything,
Yeah, He gave away His everything for us. So, like, it's only right. Yeah. It's only right that we can, like, make sure that we do everything in our lives to honor Him. Right. You know, and that's obviously, like, so super easy to say, right? It is. But I think, you know, we just have to constantly, daily, make it a heart posture of ours. Every morning when you wake up, every morning when you pray in the morning, God, direct my steps today. Yeah. You know, guide me, correct me if I make it about myself. Get rid of what I thought was right in my heart for what actually is right. Like, make sure that my heart is aligning with what You are doing in my life. And
those are prayers He will answer.
Yeah. Well,
so just open your heart.
Pray it, man.
Yeah.
Love you
that's
guys.
Good, man. God's looking at all our hearts.
Get right or get left.
Oh, gosh. But well, that's the NBA landscape, and they just refuse to let us move on from the NBA. They just keep on making moves. I'm sure after we're done recording this, we'll see some major trade happen.
Yeah, probably.
LeBron's going to get traded somewhere.
We have to record again tomorrow.
Yeah, and the summer league's going to start, and so that'll be fun to watch. But today, we saw a pretty big-time NFL trade.
Oh, we're switching over.
Yeah, we saw a pretty big NFL.
Finally, thank you.
Pretty big NFL trade drop.
We needed this, man.
Defensive backs. We saw Jaylen Ramsey and Minkah Fitzpatrick get swapped.
Yeah.
Okay. And not only that, but the Dolphins also traded tight end Jonnu Smith to the Steelers. And there's a pick swap where Pittsburgh got Miami's, what was it, 5th round pick? Mm-hmm. No. Pittsburgh got Miami's 7th round pick, and Miami got Pittsburgh's 5th round pick.
Yeah.
And so, what were your initial thoughts to this? Just kind of, I think, focus on the Minkah and Ramsey swap,
but not the whole trade.
Well, I feel like that's the bigger part of this. I see the giving up my 5th round pick for Jonnu and a 7th kind of as like a separate.
We have to talk about it in total, Charles.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, talk about it.
Because if we talk about Minkah for Jaylen, that's like apples to oranges right now at this point. I feel like obviously Jaylen is still kind of on the downslope of his career. But he's still,
like Minkah's still in his prime.
He's in his prime. Jaylen's on the backside of his prime.
Yeah, correct.
But right now, if we're being realist, and I looked up the stats, Minkah has not had a all-pro level season the past 2 seasons, and he wants to get paid.
He is a 3-time all-pro though, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's known for being a ball hawking safety. That is his MO. He was leading the league in picks like back-to-back years, I feel like, especially when he first got to Pittsburgh. Past, I think, 2 or 3 years, I think the dude has 1 interception. And it's like he's been playing. He hasn't been playing the greatest.
He's only 28.
Yeah, he's young. Obviously, and it's a little bit of a homecoming. I know he started his career in Miami and then got traded to the Steelers. Now he's back in Miami. But Minkah is due for a contract extension after next year. We know the whole dispute going on right now with TJ and the Steelers and how he's waiting to get paid.
I know.
You can't pay both of them top dollar.
I think I saw after this trade, teams are calling about TJ. I guess because there's knowing all the...
Yeah. Maybe they just don't want to pay their guys, their top stars. Yeah. I don't know. You can't pay both of them. I think they'll end up paying TJ, which is why they got rid of Minkah.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to pay both of them, upwards of 20 or 30 mil, whatever it looks like. Jaylen, I told you in the car, he was rated the 6th rated cornerback last season.
Just solid.
Yeah,
solid.
He's still got good football left in him.
And again, you look at their defensive backfield: Ramsey, Porter, and Darius Slay.
Beast.
It's pretty good.
Beast.
It's pretty again. Slay, he's also, I would argue, on the back end
Backside,
of his
more
of
on
his
the backside
prime
for sure.
But he's still serviceable, above average, can make big contributions.
Yeah.
Kind of a guy.
Yeah. So I like it. I still don't know who wins. I don't know. I'm still indifferent about it. I feel like I was leaning towards Pittsburgh at one point just because you get Jaylen, who's still a really good corner. You don't have to pay Minkah, and you get Jonnu, which is
Getting Jonnu is big.
It is big.
And like you mentioned earlier, he had his breakout year in Atlanta with Arthur Smith. So
another reunion with him.
Aaron Rodgers and him. I imagine they'll have a good connect. I still don't really. To me, I guess it's not that Pittsburgh. Like the trade was great for Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I think it's more of just they can't be done making moves because having DK, I think Calvin Austin, and now Freiermuth and Jonnu, that's not a complete lineup.
No. And then
Like
Jaylen Warren. Yeah.
They've got to get another.
Yeah, they're still one receiver away.
Yeah.
I know Keenan Allen's still on the market.
He's just not exciting at this point of his career.
Yeah, he's not. But I think for what's available, it's like, who else is available? Who else can they go for?
I don't know.
Because D-Hop signed, he's washed, obviously. But like, is Juju just lying? Or what's Juju doing?
He was with KC.
Yeah.
Did they?
I don't know if they re-signed him or not.
I think Pittsburgh would want Juju back.
Why not? We're doing all these reunions now.
That's true. It's that time of year.
Bring Juju back. He's still got a little bit of good football left in him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They need somebody, man. Yeah, because that's just. I guess if you just run 2 tight end sets all day, maybe. Because Freiermuth's fine. Like, he's a good average tight end.
He's a good red zone threat. You said he's a good blocking tight end.
Yeah.
Jonnu
can he can do big plays. Like he's.
Oh yeah, we saw last year in Miami. He was their best. I feel better than Tyreek in
down the stretch.
Yeah,
it was that second half of the year. He
Tua
blew
and
up.
him were just connecting.
100%. Like he's a good playmaker.
So and I think that'd be a good safety valve for A-Rod at this point. Obviously, this is last season. He said
officially.
That. Yeah, officially his last season. So they're trying to get him pieces, man. I mean, DK, field stretcher.
But like this just doesn't seem like if you're all in, you're going to win now.
Oh yeah, give me like
this isn't like an exciting.
CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, like this isn't very exciting for.
But yeah, like I think, like you said, I think they're not done making moves. I think they got a couple more in the chamber.
But you said there isn't much, like unless you make a trade, there's not much on the market.
Yeah, there's not.
Like you got to make a trade.
No, they got Bobby Trees, Robert Woods.
Yeah, that's who you need.
But they need more. But for Miami, I know they didn't want to pay Jonnu Smith either.
Yeah,
and
they lost their safety, Devon Holland, right, to New York. Come on.
Yeah. Shout out Blue.
And so I get why them getting Minkah back. Like they had that gap.
I mean, you're taking. I don't think it's a risk. Like Minkah, you just said he's an All-Pro safety. He's still got years left.
He's still a top player. It's not like it's not bad that you acquired him.
No, man. And I mean, I still am high on that offense next year, even regardless of them getting rid of Jonnu. Like, you're getting a healthy Tua, Tyreek coming off hopefully a good offseason.
Yeah.
Jaylen Waddle. They signed I didn't even realize this, but the dude from the Titans last year, what was his name? Who was getting like Nakeem Westbrook, something like that.
They got him?
Yeah, they signed him. I didn't even realize it this offseason.
He was a touchdown machine.
Yeah, so like he's a decent wide receiver 3. They have Malik Washington. Yeah, 8-chain. Like, they're paying their receivers $60 million, so it's like, I think this is going to force them to rely on their receivers. So, I mean, throwing some fantasy, like I'm high on them this season.
Yeah.
I feel like they're going to have a good season still.
Yeah, and their defense, they're pretty mid, right? They weren't like.
Nah, I mean, I feel like Miami's always been mid. They just don't have.
Substantial, like losing Jaylen, I really don't know if it's going to be that big of a.
No, I don't even know who their cornerbacks are at this point.
Yeah.
But
for Pittsburgh, I think it's great. Again, their defense was already one of the best last year's.
Yeah.
And so I'm not sure how it's going to work with who's going to start in Minkah's place for them now. But I don't think they're not going to have a dip. I feel like it's going to, if not, kind of stay where it is with different strengths moving. Yeah. They're only going to get better, I think, assuming that they are able to retain JJ.
Yeah.
I mean, TJ.
Yeah. They have some good safety. I know they got Deshaun Elliott. They got him last year before. He's an okay safety. They had another rookie that they drafted. Obviously, they're not Minkah's level, but they'll be fine. Right. They'll be serviceable for sure.
Yeah. So
I can see the Steelers sneaking into the playoffs for sure.
I mean, I definitely think they could.
Even prior to this move.
Yeah, I think they have pieces there that I really do think and this is all going off of how, and this is what people said, like A-Raj, the second half of last year, he finally started to look more like himself. Like he was making some of those throws that were like, yeah, that's Aaron Rodgers. He had some good, like they weren't winning, but he was starting to look more and more like himself. And so now him being 2 seasons removed from his Achilles tear, like, you know, if he can just be 70% of him,
that's might be asking a lot, but
and the defense remains elite. I mean, I think that they have
that division's rough.
It's a very tough division. One of the toughest.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very tough.
So if he can win games in that division, then they'll be set. But that's tough.
Yeah. All right, I got a game for you. You ready for this?
Let's go.
Have you heard of cut 3, keep 3, cut 5?
Keep 3, cut 5? No, I've heard of bench 1, cut 1, start 1.
Okay, so I'm giving you this.
Okay.
So I'm gonna name. You don't know who's coming next.
Okay.
So it's gonna go one at a time, and you keep 3 of them, and you cut 5.
Okay.
Okay. We're doing quarterbacks.
So you're just gonna name people after each one you name. I have to say if I'm gonna keep them or cut them. Okay. I keep 3, cut 5.
3 of them. Correct.
Okay.
Correct. You ready? So we'll do modern QBs first. Okay.
Okay.
My mic is wigging out right now. All right. We'll start with Justin Herbert.
Keep.
Okay. All right. CJ Stroud.
Cut.
Wow. Okay.
Not a believer.
Jalen Hurts.
Oh, he just won the Super Bowl.
That's a tough one.
Oh, he just won the Super Bowl.
You don't know who's coming up. That's a tough one.
So you've gone Justin Herbert, CJ, Jaylen. I get to cut 5 and keep 3.
Right now you're just 1-1.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna cut him. That's a hard cut.
You're cutting Jaylen?
Yeah, that's a hard cut. I don't want to do it, but I feel like you're gonna give me my guys.
Wow.
I'm holding on hope for Josh Allen.
All right. Jordan Love.
Cut.
Okay. Lamar.
Keep.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel better now.
All right. So, Baker.
How many more do we have left?
How have we done? We did Herbert, CJ, Jaylen, Jordan, Lamar. I just said Baker.
Yeah. So how many are there in total?
Baker's 6, so there's 2 more.
There's 2 more? I get 1 more keep.
So Baker.
Oh, my gosh. Baker's been lighting it up the past 2 years. I mean, he's been throwing for 4K, 40 touchdowns. I'm cutting him.
Okay. Tua.
Oh, so this is the last one before. There's 1 more after this one. Do I think you're going to actually be a friend and leave my guy for the end of this?
He could be, or he could not be. There's still a lot of quarterbacks out there, man.
Tua. No, I can't keep Tua, man. He's a concussion machine. Yeah. I can't. I love Tua when he's healthy. He's a good fantasy quarterback. No, I'm cutting him. Give me my guy.
No, you're gonna be mad at me, man.
No,
it's not. Josh Allen wasn't included.
No,
the last guy's Dak.
Oh no!
You made a mistake cutting Jalen Hurts, man.
No shot.
Yeah, it's okay.
No, but listen, when Dak is healthy.
Okay, now you get.
When Dak is fully healthy, he is a really good quarterback.
Yeah.
And I would take Dak over Tua. That's not a stretch. I would take Dak over Jordan Love.
Really?
Yes, I would say Dak over Jordan Love, especially after last year.
Dak over Baker, though?
No. So that's where I regret.
And you wouldn't take Dak over Jalen?
No, I wouldn't. But
I wouldn't take Dak
Jalen
over
earlier,
CJ Stroud?
Man, I feel like that's a toss-up for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the Baker one is the one that, because Jalen was so early on, I had to cut him because I.
So you put Herbert over Jalen?
Yeah. I would put Baker.
You still stand by that?
I would put Herbert over. Yeah, man. I still.
Yeah, I feel like with Herbert, there's some guys that think he is top 3 incredible. And there's some guys that are like, nah, he's a loser.
No, he can't be a
loser.
loser.
See what he did in the playoffs last year.
I did see that. But
I'm saying there's 2 camps with him. I feel like very few people are just like.
No, this is his breakout year.
I feel like we've been saying that.
No, this is it. Lad, year 2 of Lad, and they get a Morion Hampton.
Lad, yeah.
No, they're loading up, baby.
All right, I'm gonna give you one more list. You ready?
I wish I can give you one.
This is Same thing, but we're looking at like from 2000 to 2015 era, okay?
2015 year stretch.
Yeah, that kind of era of QBs.
That's my GOAT.
Okay, you ready? Era. Number 1, Chargers again, Phillip Rivers.
This is quarterbacks only?
Yeah.
Okay. Phillip during that time was Pro Bowl central. Actually, no, I think he only made 3 Pro Bowls in his career.
And elite on the field trash talker.
Oh, man. But he never got that team over the hump, I think.
Never. Farthest they got.
And obviously, he had to go through Brady and Peyton. But he still was leading that Chargers team to playoff berths every year, I feel like.
Yeah, they were a consistently great team. But not the best team.
I'm cutting him.
Wow, really? Cutting Phillip?
Yeah, I'm cutting him.
Wow. We're going to...
This is first. I can't. There's got to be better guys.
All right, number 2, Donovan McNabb.
Oh, cut.
You're quick to cut Donnie.
Yeah, cut Donnie. He's not my cup of tea.
All right, number 3, Vic.
Prime Vic or Jail Vic?
I mean, both were in this stretch. I
mean, Prime Vic was the most dynamic quarterback of all time.
So even Vic past jail when he was on the Eagles, he led them to the playoffs.
Yes, he did. But Atlanta Vic, there would be no Cam Newton today without Mike Vick. So just for the sake of my guy, I'm going to keep.
Vic?
Yes.
All right. My boy, Eli.
Oh, it's hard to turn down 2 Super Bowls against the GOAT. It is hard to turn down 2 Super Bowls.
I agree.
But arguably the most mid regular season quarterback.
Hey, but he wins when it counts.
I mean, I feel like I have to just for the sake of him having 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. My quarterback room is going to be Mike Vick and Eli Manning. No.
There's still more to come. I'm giving you 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is 4. You're only halfway through.
I'm cutting him.
All right, Big Ben.
Keep.
That was fast.
He got a Super Bowl. He's throwing for $5K
He's got
a year.
two Super Bowls.
Yeah, no, I like Ben. I like Ben, and he's got a way better regular season resume than Eli.
He does.
Yeah, I feel good with that, especially because there's only 3 left. I feel good with Vic and Ben.
Right.
Hopefully, you'll get me a Brady, Manning, Cam Newton.
See, I already gave you a Manning. You turned him down.
The better one.
All right, your boy, Jay Cutler.
Oh, what are we talking about? I thought you were going to legit say my boy.
No, he's not on
No,
there.
shout out Jay Cutler. Shout out the butt fumble, man. No, that's Mark Sanchez.
That's Mark Sanchez.
Shout out Jake. Bears legend.
He is.
Best Bears quarterback of all time.
He brought him to the playoffs 3 times.
Best Bears quarterback of all
Brandon
time.
Marshall had his breakout with Jay Cutler.
Yes, he did. Oh, man. Let's move on.
This is a cut.
Yeah, cut. What the heck?
Drew Brees.
Oh, I have 2 more after this.
There's Drew Brees and then 1 more.
Oh, Drew Brees is like arguably one of the best regular season quarterbacks. Didn't he pass Brady? Or no, he's second all time in passing yards. I feel like he's got the highest completion percentage, I think. Touchdown to interception ratio. He's up there.
I mean, he's crazy, man.
I mean, he can never get them over the hump, though. He doesn't have a ring, does he? No, he has one ring. He has one ring. I lied. He does have a ring.
Beat Peyton.
Yeah. Do I think you're going to give me Brady? I don't think you're going to give me Brady or Peyton. I don't think you are. If you do the same route you did last game.
What would that mean if I do the same route? Who does that mean?
You gave me Dak.
Who does that mean's coming?
So that means you're going to end up throwing me. Who is a good Dak comparison for that era of quarterbacks? Alex Smith?
I mean, I think it's the same team.
I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna take Drew.
You're taking Drew?
I'm taking Drew. He's got a ring. He's got MVP. He just.
Oh, so you got your 3.
I've got my 3.
You got Vic, Big Ben, and Drew.
Oh God, I don't like that.
I think that's great. No, last one was Tony Romo.
Oh great. Oh, I'm taking Breeze over Romo all day.
100%.
Okay, so looking back,
That's pretty solid.
I don't think I regret any of my picks. No, because Mike Vick's prime, I feel like, is higher. Like
No,
that single season, I think it was 05.
I mean,
or
you passed up on Phillip. You passed up on Eli. But other than that,
I would take Ben over Eli.
I mean, I put him in the same camp. I put Rivers.
Would you put
Ben.
Phillip over Breeze? No.
No, I put Breeze over all those guys.
Yeah.
I'm saying I would put Big Ben, Phillip, Eli. I put all of them in the same camp of like, I think they're all great quarterbacks.
Yeah.
None of them are elite quarterbacks.
Why are you holding out on the big net guys for me? Like,
what do you mean? I can't give too many. I gave you a few.
You didn't offer me Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes.
I feel like Vic's a big guy. Drew Brees is a big guy.
This guy.
No.
I would have just started him and cut the rest of them.
I thought about giving you Peyton, but again, that's just too.
That's too much. Yeah, that's an easy.
I wanted to throw in some. I thought about giving you Matt Schaub or
Kyle Orton,
Josh Freeman, or
Daniel Carr.
Yes, David Carr.
Yeah. Derek Carr's brother.
Some of those guys, but
Panther legend.
That's a fun game.
That's fun.
Yeah,
Next week I'm gonna do one for you.
That's good. Bring it.
Yeah.
Bring it.
And then I'm gonna start showing our NBA grids on here. We're gonna make.
Yo, have y'all heard of that yet? I don't know. It's on X. That's what fuels it.
I don't know. That's a website called hoopgrids.com.
Super fun though.
Yeah, we do it every morning now. It's like our Wordle, but for basketball.
And the football one.
Yeah, and football.
Yeah, they're both.
Yeah,
fun.
they have it for everything.
Yeah.
My buddy sent me one over the weekend for a WWE one.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I wonder. I guess they just set up these algorithms and they just.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Run it.
Yeah, literally every morning
sick.
while I'm on the toilet, I do
sick.
it.
You got any last words? Any last thoughts?
No, man. I mean, I guarantee there's going to be a trade that gets announced in a couple hours. So we'll be back next week with all of our post-week later reactions.
Reactions that are week late. Yeah.
Yeah. Who do you think, if there is to be another major move, what is the next move before we close?
We're talking about NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Ayton getting signed is going to be the next thing that happens. But outside of that,
like trade-wise, you think there's any?
I think if there's going to be a trade, it's going to be one that we're all going to be like kind of shocked by, but we could see why they would do it. I don't think there's no one left in my mind that. You
don't think Jaylen Brown gets moved anymore?
No, again, I think that's the same thing. Like, he could.
Yeah.
And we'll be shocked, be like, I see it. Like, I understand them doing it. But I don't think there's anyone left that's like clearly on the block.
Bron?
We're waiting for a move to happen. You know what I mean?
Bron?
I don't know, man.
If I see, so. I could see Jaylen. I'm surprised he didn't get moved. If they were going to move him, I think they should have done it before the draft. Obviously, just for draft compensation.
100%.
But obviously, there's reports of him going to the Heat for Bam.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen that. But I don't know if Miami. I don't know if Pat Riley ever makes that move. You know how Pat Riley is.
Yeah, that would be an interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. So we'll come back a week later, and Jaylen Brown's going to end up on the Lakers.
Yeah, see, like I'm waiting for. I thought the Warriors would have done something by now.
I could see Warriors going after Vucevic.
Like, I feel like they need to make a splash.
Yeah, they do.
Because
they need a big man.
Or even just another player put next to Steph. Like, I know they got Jimmy, but...
Yeah, they need a big man.
I don't know.
They need a center down low to hold it down. Brooke Lopez, Vucevic, Ayton. I can see them going after these guys.
Yeah, because Draymond Green isn't it anymore.
Nah, they
need someone else down there.
They need somebody.
And so, if I were to get... that's what I would guess makes the next big move.
Golden State?
Yeah, I just feel like they have to.
Okay. I can see that for
sure. Or else
sure.
they can't compete.
Yeah.
If they still believe with their core, which is really just Steph and Jimmy.
Yeah.
Like, they got to make a...
Yeah.
And of course, I'm waiting for New York to do something.
That's not happening. Don Staley, that's their next move.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Let us know what y'all think your teams are going to do. What is the next big move that's going to happen? Do we see LeBron get traded? Do we see Jaylen Brown get moved? Let us know what y'all think.
Will the Giants re-sign Odell like they're supposed to? It's his destiny.
No.
Come back to New York.
All right, make sure to wish Charles a happy birthday in the comments.
He posted.
No, we're closing this out. We're not going to end this with Odell stuff.
We're
done.
He posted
we love y'all.
him sitting in the parking lot of MetLife Stadium telling his son great stories. You know, he had one of the greatest starts to a career out of anybody.
Yes,
Do you know that?
He did. We know.
Do you know that?
We know.
He had more touchdowns than Jay Jettas.
All right, y'all. We'll see you next week. We love you so much.
Ever.
Subscribe, share with a friend. Peace.